Hey everyone, it's Paul Stevens here again with iGo Sales and Marketing. And I want to give you a quick update on how things are going with the Kanban project and project task management that I'm working on. Let's give you, it's getting pretty close to being done. Let's go for a quick tour here. So for the most part, if you're using projects in SuiteCRM, a couple things. You're probably um, working from this screen with your projects here, and then you know seeing what priority they are, what the status they're in. You might even be using a filter to filter which are open, which are closed, and which are in certain stages. You might be sorting it by status here to figure out which projects you need to be working on next. Uh, and then you're probably, you drill down into the project and, you're managing project tasks. But, you know, it's kind of convenient in that they're all in one place here. But now, like, let's say I want to complete this task. Like, I can't. I have to, like, actually open the task, um, and then, drill down to the task and then edit it and then change it to a different status. It's not super convenient. And it's also hard to see, I can go, I guess, to all my open project tasks and then try and figure out like what it is I need to do next kind of thing. But you can see by my quick demo there, it becomes really kind of not convenient to manage it. It can be done, but it's not visual and it's hard to track. So that's where my Kanban system comes into place. Okay, so I've developed here a Kanban system for projects. So the same data that you just saw in a list view there is the exact same data that we're seeing here. We can see that we have, one project in the review stage, one in not started, one underway. We can see how many open tasks we have by stage. If a project is overdue, you can see that the project is highlighted in yellow. So this one was supposed to be done by February 3rd, 2026, and it's past that. So now we have an overdue project and we have two overdue tasks, okay? So this is much, much easier to manage than it is if we were doing before. And you may say, well, what are these two overdue tasks? Well, you can just click on it. And then you can see the task, when it was due, when it started, and then you can actually open the task if you want to drill down and see more. But it's all there. More project info is here. You can get the description and that kind of stuff just by hovering. Not all. This is kind of test, so there's one with a description. But you can see that this is so much easier to manage. And if a task is completed, all you have to do is click it and drag it. Click it and drag it over, right? And then now it's completed. Done. That's it. Okay, so it's super easy to update. You can also, for example, if I want to move this back to active, I can do it this way as well, and you can see it move back. So it makes it super convenient just to see what it is you have. In addition, you've got some things here. You can just look at it by all projects or my projects. You can look at it for this week, this month, this quarter, next month. Okay, so that basically, if it's this week, it's everything that's due this week and before. So it'll show late stuff as well. But it just gives you a better filter of how to look at the projects that are open. It gives you a nice summary down here of how many open projects, completed projects, overdue projects. You can also select which stages that you want to see. So I have like all of them here, but like, let's say I didn't want to see the ones that are on hold. I can just deselect those and save. The other thing that I've done here is by default, there's not a real easy way to get from the project to the account or the contact that's related to. So like probably 90% of the time you're going to relate the project to an account. Okay. And sometimes if like, I don't know, let's say you're a lawyer, maybe you relate the project to a contact. So you can have those relationships here and they'll appear on the front end. The other customization here is that, for example, you may consider anything that's open, like one's not started, underway, um, and active are what's open. You may or may not want to include like what's on hold as active. Okay, so that what that does is that does the counts at the bottom. So you can keep track of how many are actually open, and maybe you don't want to count canceled or on hold kind of thing, or complete, obviously. So you have some choices here about how you filter and how this calculation works about what's open and what's overdue. Okay, so that's the projects, and as you can see, because I related each one to the account, you can see by account. You know, I can drill down to the account, but you can see that each project is related to an account. And let's see, I just want to see there's 3 of them here by 5D investments. So I can use my filter, okay, and I can just look at the projects for 5D investments. Okay, so this becomes a much more useful way of managing open projects. So that brings us to project tasks. The same idea, like you have the same challenge. You need to see which projects are in which stage. And because here generally there's not as many stages, like you're probably just going to have like not started, in progress, pending input, and completed kind of thing, maybe possibly deferred. But again, same idea. You can drag and drop the tasks into different columns, and it'll tell you how many are open, how many are overdue. You can, as well filter it by, like, for example, the account. Ooh, maybe I have to work on that. It's still in dev. It's not filtered by I think it filters it by project name. Let's see. No, probably not. Okay, so anyway, one bug I have to work on. But you can drag and drop and move them. If they're yellow, it means the task is due. Hover, get more information about the task, when the start date was, due date was. And if the task is like this one, where the priority is high, you'll see it has a little flame there. So that's just a way of showing, how, progressed along the projects are. Okay. And if I did like all time, for example, and hopefully I'll find some completed ones, we can see that, we get the completed ones as well as deferred and stuff like that. And it becomes a much easier way to move the projects. We can see that, the project tasks are not started, the project tasks are in progress, and the ones that are pending input. And it just makes it so much easier to manage them that way. Anyway, I now have, as a suite of these things, you can manage your opportunities by Kanban the same way. Okay. I've got a forecast one here that basically takes all of the open opportunities and sorts them by stage, gives you a value, the probability, and the expected. So you can pull up a forecast pretty much for any time period you want. We already just covered projects and project tasks. The other thing, I think I missed in project tasks is not all of them here. Again, it's demo data, but they don't all have like how complete each one is. But you can see here that this one is in progress and it's like 25% complete, right? Because they'll have a completion bar if that has been entered, and show you how far along each one of these things are. And obviously the ones that are complete should show 100%, but again, it's required that is entered actually for it to show. So that's about it. I'm using it myself personally, which is helping me develop this and test it. But it just makes managing your tasks and your projects so much easier, as well as opportunities. Same idea. You move things back and forth, gives you all the information you need in one screen, in one view. So anyway, this is in development at the moment, and if you are interested, you can reach out to me on my website and let me know. And when it comes out and is ready for public use, I'll make sure that I reach out to you when it's ready to go. So if you've been liking my videos about SuiteCRM, and different ways to use it, and these, development things that I'm working on, do me a favor, please like and subscribe down below. It helps grow my channel and gives me, more motivation to make videos. Anyway, thank you very much.